Okay, here's the situation. We have a travel trailer. Air conditioner's not working. You can see the thermostat set on, well, it's 95 degrees in here. Thermostat is set on 69. Fan mode's on auto. It's on cool. Fan speed's low. So what can we learn? If we turn the fan to on, the fan comes on. Turn the fan to high, comes on high, goes on low. So we have some functionality. The fan speed control, the fan is okay. The compressor is not kicking on. So by all this we can conclude there's a fuse inside here. That fuse would be good. There's a circuit breaker over here which is working. Furnace and refrigerator. That kills the power to the thermostat. We're going to leave it like that. Going to go up top, see what we can learn up there. Okay, so here's the air conditioning unit. We're going to take the cover off. It's got 4 screws here. So in here we have the compressor, and in here we should have capacitors. So okay, now we've taken the cover off. We see 2 capacitors in this compartment. One would be for the compressor, the other would be for the fan. The fan works, so we know it's not that capacitor. The taller one would be the 40 microfarad. That would be the one we want to check out. So we're going to get our meter and see how it reads. Okay, we've got the power off. First thing I want to do is discharge this capacitor. Just short between the 2 terminals. They will hold a charge, and they will bite you. So we're going to take note. We got red on the right. We'll pull that wire off. We got white and yellow on the left. Pull those wires off. Okay, so I've got the capacitance meter. Got it set to the capacitance scale. Reading microfarads. It says 0 microfarads there. So this is a 40, and we've verified that it does read, and it is reading 40. I don't know if you can see that. It's reading 40, so that's good. So we don't have a capacitor problem. So now we're going to look at the compressor. We're going to take the top off here. Going to measure the windings. Take this cap off. This little guy here, it should measure. Take the leads off. Some resistance. It should not be open. So I'll go to the ohms scale. Measure this. And it's measuring 0.5, 0.4 ohms. So that's probably okay. Now the windings for the compressor itself. We got red, black, white. Pull them off. Pull off the leads. Okay. Now we're going to measure mark J, S, and P. J to S I have 4.1 ohms. Oh, JS and R. J to R have 4.7, so it's 4.1 and 4.7. I should have 1. So I should be able to add this measurement, the J to S, 4.2, with this measurement, which is 1 ohm, and get this measurement. So it should be 5.2. It's 4.7, probably okay. I'm going to check each one to ground just to make sure nothing's shorted. So the compressor does not seem to be shorted out. Nothing is measuring to ground. So that's good. It's probably not the compressor. He's back on. Okay, well, if it's not the compressor, it's not the capacitor. And it could be the thermostat, could be the control board. The control board is over here, thermostat's down inside. So we'll take this cover off. Right here. Take these wing nuts off and dismount it. Control board. It's got a couple snaps. We can take that apart. It's got a wiring diagram, which is great. Doesn't smell burnt. There are a couple of relays here. Measure some resistance first. Okay, with the power off, meter in the ohms setting. This is the compressor relay, so COM, normally open. What's going to happen when the system calls for cooling, it's going to close contacts and jump these together. I don't see anything loose, don't see poor connections. This all looks good. I have a fan switch relay and a fan speed relay. Those are obviously working fine. So this compressor relay looks like it might be soldered into the board. We can take that board on out if we need to. Look at the back side. I want to see what kind of voltage I have here. So now with the power back on, I can measure on this relay that starts the compressor. I do have 120 volts across the terminals that go to the compressor. I can short those together with the screwdriver and the compressor does start. So now I know if the relay would pull in, the compressor would work. So why is the relay not pulling in? So at this point, I'm going to go back downstairs to the thermostat and see why it's not sending the signal to turn the relay on. Okay, so I've determined that the yellow up top is the blue down here, which is ground. It's ground by this white wire. The red up top is the yellow down here. So I wanted 12 volts from yellow to red up top. So the blue is already ground, so the yellow here, or the red, I guess, if I give it 12 volts right here, the compressor kicks in. So the compressor is not being told by this thermostat to kick on. So I've got this Honeywell thermostat, Honeywell T3. I'm going to try to retrofit to make work here. So we went and bought, the Honeywell, which is a household thermostat. It's basically set up to run on 24 volts AC. We're putting it in an RV, which is set up to run 12 volts DC. So a lot of the wire colors didn't match. The nomenclature on the wires didn't match. But once we figured out what was what, it was pretty simple. So we went and found the wire that needed the 12 volts to kick on the compressor, which happened to be the yellow wire in this case, and it goes on the Y, because Y is for cooling in your household thermostats. Then on the household thermostat, the G, that's your fan. Usually you have fan on or fan off. In the RV we had the option of high-speed fan or low-speed fan, so I had to make a choice. Of course I chose high speed, so I hooked up my wire that was previously the high-speed fan wire, which was the green wire, and connected it to the G. The next one on the household thermostat is the C, and that is the common. So my 12 volt common wire was the blue wire, so I connected that there. Now I go over to the right hand side, and you have W. That goes to the furnace. That's when you call for heat, and it happened to be a white wire that went to my furnace, so that's what I connected to the W. And then for the 12 volt DC, where you would normally connect your 24 volt AC, on this particular thermostat I had learned that it had to be on the RC terminal. I connected the 12 volt DC there, and everything works just fine. So that's another episode of How That Works with Hank Ball. Be sure you subscribe and like. I appreciate you watching.